Over 3,000 people got their U.S. visas revoked in 2025 because of social media posts. Some of these posts were from 5 years ago. Some were just innocent jokes. And some were posts they didn't even make themselves. If you have a U.S. visa application pending, you need to watch this entire video. What if I told you that your Instagram selfie from last weekend could be the reason your U.S. visa gets denied? Again, over 3,000 people have already had their U.S. visas revoked or denied in 2025 because of their social media posts. And most of them had no idea this was even happening. The U.S. Embassy's AI is scanning your posts right now, and here's how to beat it. Welcome back to Park and Post. If you're planning to apply for any U.S. visa, whether it's tourist, student, or work, this video could literally save your American dreams. Today I'm going to reveal the secret process that U.S. embassies are using to screen your social media. And more importantly, I'll give you the exact step-by-step checklist to clean up your digital footprint before you apply. Stay until the end, because I'll share the one type of post that gets more visas denied than anything else. Alright, let's get real for a moment. If you think your social media is private, you're living in 2015. Here's what's actually happening in 2025. In today's digital age, social media screening has become a standard part of a U.S. visa application process, and what you post online can make or break your American dream. Gone are the days when visa applications were purely paper-based affairs. The U.S. Department of State has significantly expanded social media screening for visa applicants, particularly for F, M, and J non-immigrant visas as of June 2025, requiring applicants to make their social media profiles public and list all usernames used over the past 5 years. This isn't just a bureaucratic formality. It's a comprehensive security measure that could determine your fate at the embassy gates. Whether you're applying for a tourist visa to see the Grand Canyon, a student visa to pursue your MBA, or a work visa for that dream job in Silicon Valley, the digital footprint is now under the microscope. Here's why cleaning up your social media before applying isn't just recommended, it's essential. I recently spoke with someone who got denied a student visa because they posted a joke about finally escaping to America 3 years ago. A joke cost them their entire university admission. So let's break down exactly what they're looking for and how to protect yourself. They're scanning for any content that could be seen as anti-American or supporting extremist groups. And here's the scary part. Even liking or sharing certain news articles can trigger their algorithms. Consular officers now conduct comprehensive vetting that includes reviewing all public social media content across major platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn. This screening process is designed to identify potential security threats, extremist connections, or anti-American sentiments that could pose risks to national security. The review isn't limited to your most recent posts. Officers can dig deep into your digital history, examining years of content to build a complete picture of who you are. I know someone who got flagged because they shared a news article about a protest. They weren't even at the protest. They just shared the news story. The screening process uses advanced algorithms and human review to flag potentially problematic content, associations, or patterns of behavior. Even indirect associations or passive participation in controversial online discussions can trigger additional scrutiny or outright denial of visa applications. Recent enforcement actions demonstrate the real consequences of social media screening, with the U.S. now denying visas over social media posts, particularly those containing anti-Semitic content or associations with certain protests. Secretary of State Marco Rubio reported that more than 3,000 individuals have had their visas revoked or denied based on social media activity. Let me give you some very good advice. Consistency is king. Make sure your online life match your application. Visa applicants are required to list all social media usernames on the DS-160 visa application form and certify that all information provided is true and correct before submission. This means that any discrepancies between the information provided in official visa documents and what appears on social media profiles can result in automatic denial for providing false information. Think of it as a digital polygraph test. Every post, photo, and comment is cross-referenced against your official statements. Consular officers are trained to spot inconsistencies like a detective solving a case. Common red flags include claiming to be a student while social media shows full-time employment, stating limited financial means while posting photos of luxury travel or expensive purchases, or claiming to have no family ties to the U.S. while social media shows extensive connections or previous visits. Even seemingly innocent posts about future plans that contradict stated intentions, such as posts about moving to America permanently when applying for a tourist visa, can lead to denial. The verification process is thorough and sophisticated, leaving no room for accidental misrepresentations. If you're applying for a tourist visa but your posts talk about starting fresh in America or job hunting in the U.S., you will be denied. Your professional digital image matters more than ever. Your social media presence serves as a digital character reference that consular officers use to assess your suitability for entry into the United States. Posts containing excessive partying, drug, or alcohol abuse, inappropriate sexual content, violence, or offensive language create negative impressions that can influence visa decisions. Officers are particularly sensitive to content that suggests poor judgment, lack of respect for laws and social norms, or behavior that might be problematic during a U.S. visit. Think of every post as a job interview, because in many ways, that's exactly what it is. The assessment goes beyond individual posts to include your online associations, the groups you belong to, and the content you share or comment on. Inflammatory political statements, support for controversial figures or movements, or participation in online harassment can all negatively impact your application. Even jokes or sarcasm can be misinterpreted in the screening process, as cultural context and humor don't always translate across borders and bureaucratic systems. Maintaining a clean, professional online image that reflects positively on your character, values, and intentions is crucial for successful visa approval. Your online privacy is an illusion. Welcome to the end of your digital privacy. Social media is no longer considered a personal space, as governments now use these platforms to determine whether applicants align with their values and policies. Reducing your digital footprint minimizes the amount of information available for potential misinterpretation during the screening process. Private settings, while helpful, are not foolproof, and the new requirement for public profiles mean that privacy protections are increasingly limited. The harsh reality is that anything you've ever posted online could potentially be discovered and scrutinized. The digital trail created by your online activity extends far beyond your own posts to include tagged photos, comments on others' content, group memberships, and even the behavior of your online connections. Third-party posts featuring you, old accounts you may have forgotten about, and cache content that remains searchable can all be discovered during the vetting process. Friends who tag you in inappropriate photos, family members who share controversial political content that you comment on, and even old dating profiles can all become part of your visa review. Conducting a comprehensive audit of your entire digital presence helps ensure that your online image aligns with your visa application goals. So what are the content danger zone that you must be aware of and what you need to remove immediately? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the big one. Any political content, even attending peaceful protests, can now affect your visa application. Political content poses the highest risk for visa applications, particularly posts related to protests, rallies, or controversial political movements. Recent reports indicate that associating with protests can lead to visa scrutiny, even without making direct political statements, and student visa applicants faced particular scrutiny for past or present social media activity. This means that even attending a peaceful demonstration for a cause you believe in could jeopardize your visa application. Remove or make private any content showing participation in political demonstrations, including support for controversial political figures or movements, criticism of U.S. policies, or inflammatory statements about international relations. The definition of political content is broader than you might think. Even sharing news articles or opinion pieces about sensitive topics can be flagged during screening. Posts about international conflicts, immigration policies, religious tensions, or social justice movements can all be interpreted as political statements. Comments on friends' political posts, reactions to political content, or membership in politically oriented groups can also raise red flags. The safest approach is to maintain complete political neutrality in your online presence during the visa application period. Your financial and immigration intent can also raise red flags. Content that contradicts your stated financial situation or immigration intentions requires immediate attention. If you're claiming limited financial resources in your visa application, you must remove posts showing expensive purchases, luxury travel, designer goods, or high-end lifestyle activities. Consular officers are trained to spot discrepancies between declared income and lifestyle displays on social media. Photos from expensive restaurants, luxury hotels, designer shopping sprees, or costly entertainment events can all raise questions about your financial honesty. For non-immigrant visa applications, eliminate any content suggesting permanent immigration intent, such as posts about job searching in the U.S., house hunting, planning to stay long-term, or expressing desires to start a new life in America. Photos and posts from previous trips to the U.S. should align exactly with your stated travel history, and any content showing visa issues, immigration problems, or deportation experiences should be carefully considered. Additionally, review content related to your associations with others who may have had visa problems, as guilt by association can impact your application more than you might expect. Okay. Now that you know what they're looking for, let me give you the exact step-by-step process to clean up your profiles. Beyond deleting your own posts, conduct a thorough audit of tagged content, comments you've made on others' posts, and group memberships that might appear on your profile. This process can be time-consuming, but is absolutely essential. Ask friends and family members to review photos they've posted featuring you and consider requesting removal of any potentially problematic content. Check old email addresses and usernames you may have used for forgotten social media accounts, dating profiles, or forum memberships that you might have created years ago and forgotten about. Use search engines to look up your name combined with various platforms to identify any public content you might have missed. Search for your name plus Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other platforms to see what comes up. Consider the broader digital ecosystem that connects to your social media presence, including professional networking sites like LinkedIn, gaming platforms with social features, streaming services with social components, and any platforms where you've created user-generated content like YouTube, TikTok, or blogging platforms. Use the search function on each platform to search for keywords like America, visa, immigration, or political terms to find potentially problematic content faster. Review privacy settings on all platforms to minimize public visibility. But remember that the new screening requirements may require public access anyway. Document all usernames and platforms you've used over the past 5 years as required for the DES 160 form, ensuring complete honesty in your disclosure. Creating a spreadsheet with all your accounts, usernames, and cleanup actions can help you stay organized and ensure nothing is missed. Finally, maintain the cleaned-up profiles consistently throughout the visa application process, and avoid posting any new content that could be problematic until after your visa is approved and you've successfully entered the United States. Consider this a temporary digital detox that could pay dividends for your American dreams. In 2025, applying for a U.S. visa means submitting not just your official documents, but your entire digital life for review. What might seem like harmless posts to you could be interpreted very differently by consular officers trained to identify potential risks and inconsistencies. The investment of time and effort required to clean up your social media presence is minimal compared to the cost of a denied visa application, both financially and emotionally. Remember, this isn't about censoring your personality or beliefs permanently. It's about presenting the most professional, consistent, and low-risk version of yourself during the visa application process. Once you've successfully obtained your visa and entered the United States, you can gradually return to more natural social media habits. Though it's worth noting that your digital presence could be reviewed again if you apply for visa renewals or change of status in the future. Your American dream is worth a few months of careful digital curation. Start cleaning up your social media presence today and give your visa application the best possible chance of success. Look, I know this seems like a lot of work, but getting your visa denied is devastating financially and emotionally. The few weeks you spend cleaning up your social media could literally change your life. If this video helped you, please drop a comment below and let us know what surprised you most about social media screening. Have you started cleaning up your profiles yet? Don't forget to hit that notification bell and subscribe to our channel. If you're planning to travel to the United States, don't miss my upcoming video, 13 immigration questions that could get you banned and how to answer them the right way.